Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I am your host. I am the one and only. I am the great I am. I'm just playing. Uh, Guys, it is so good to be here with you again. Now, the time does seem to be a little bit different. Usually, I would come on to start live at 10:30 in the morning or around that time. But now we are starting today at 3:11 p.m. As I may have brought this up before, I have now been starting taking classes over the weekend, and it's going to cause some changes for my schedule being here with you all. So from this point moving forward, our shows or the show that I'm doing with you now will more than likely be taking place on Friday mornings for the time being. It's only going to be temporary just for now, but in the future our shows will now be happening. Well, my show personally will now be happening on Friday mornings. For those of you that may be watching my show for the first time, my show is usually on Saturday mornings, but it will now be taking place Friday mornings at around, say, 10:30 a.m. Again, I will be working around this with the staff as well to see what I can do. But from now on, our shows from this point on may not be happening on Saturdays anymore. So I wanted to give all of you guys a heads up about that, just to keep you all notified about these sudden changes, or these sudden changes. And I do appreciate you guys for understanding, and I thank you guys for your support and understanding, because school is important, right? And I got to make sure I take care of all of my educational responsibilities first. Take care of all of that before, before I hop on here with you guys and share all of the new updates and news and information that has to do with sports. So yeah, these are the changes that'll be happening, just to let you guys know for the time being. And yeah, I thank you guys for your understanding. I thank you guys for hanging on with me here. And yeah, it's very much so. It's very much so appreciated. So thank you guys. Now, with all of that pushed to the side, right? All of that to the side, we're gonna hop right in to today's, what can I call this? Predictions for this upcoming NBA regular season. Now, they do have the postseason coming up, and then after the postseason, you go hopping right into the regular season, right, of the NBA, and then you move on to, like, the new in-season tournament cup that's happening, which is the second this has happened in the NBA after the first, which was last season. As I have already informed before, with Lakers being the first champions of the in-season tournament cup, we now have the second Emirates, or was it Emirates? I think it's Emirates Cup that they're calling it now. That will be taking place, I believe, around November and December. Most likely December. More than likely December. So, yeah, I want to see what you guys' predictions are. It was last season was the Lakers winning this Emirates Cup, and now we're waiting to anticipate to see who will be taking it this season. So, if you guys are paying attention to that, you could hit me up in the comment section of the Facebook Live, or you could hit me up in the comment section of the YouTube Live, and let me know what your predictions are regarding who you think will be the next team to take this second Emirates Cup for the in-season tournament in the NBA. And then after the the in-season tournament cup, you will then have the All-Star weekends, and then you have the All-Star games. And then after that, then you have the the NBA playoffs heading into the NBA finals. I want to see, or I want to hear all of your predictions as to what this season will look like. What do you guys think will be happening? What you guys think will be taking place for this year's upcoming NBA season for 2024 and 2025? Um, if I haven't brought this up to you before, I will bring this up to you now. I think Golden State Warriors are going to take it all. I might be optimistic or too optimistic. You might also think I'm being too optimistic. I would like to not think that I am. I'm just keeping it real. We have Curry. I mean, granted, we did lose Klay Thompson, one of the main key pieces of the team. You know, with him being gone, the Splash Brothers are now no more, which saddens saddens my heart. Saddens my heart to the core. But it is what it is. You know, he's going out there, doing his thing, making his way to the Dallas Mavericks to help give that team a shot at returning to the NBA Finals after just losing to the Boston Celtics. So I do wish Klay Thompson the best of luck. I wish him the best of luck playing alongside Luka Doncic because, as we all know, Luka is an extremely talented player. You know, playing alongside Kyrie Irving, and you have him playing alongside, I believe, Dirk? No, not Dirk. Porzingis. No, is Porzingis? I don't know. I might be losing it, but he's for sure. Klay Thompson's for sure going to be playing alongside Luka, and he will be playing alongside Kyrie Irving. So he could provide some additional support to these guys to become a contender again this year for the playoffs and the finals. So again, I wish Klay Thompson the best of luck, and you know he's out there continuing to do what he does best. Shoot threes, lights out of nowhere. But as I said before, I think Golden State is going to be the one to take it all this year again. I'm anticipating Curry to get at least one more ring. At least one more ring. Just let the naysayers and let the doubters know that Curry still. I mean, listen. If you guys have not watched the Olympics and you have not seen with your own eyes what Curry is capable of doing, to say that he doesn't have a chance to do the same thing again this year for the playoffs and the NBA Finals, that's like saying, what is that like saying? That's like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of something. Because it's crazy. It's crazy. Like, Curry is a dominant shooter. He is a amazing three-point shooter. This man can shoot from anywhere on the court. This man can do this with his eyes closed. Okay, I'm pretty much being a bit optimistic there. But Curry can do it. He's proven himself time and time again. Even at the age that he's at right now, this man is still capable of bringing this team to the finals to win another championship. Although I do feel a little bit skeptical now that Klay Thompson is out, but it is what it is. But I'm feeling it. This year is going to be for us. Golden State is going to take this NBA Finals home. 2025, we're taking it home for sure. But yeah, the news that I wanted to bring in for you guys today has to do with a certain player who has been out for quite a while from the NBA season so far, and his name is Lonzo Ball. Now, I'm not exactly sure how many of you are familiar with Lonzo Ball, but he was a player that was drafted into the league to the Los Angeles Lakers, right? He started off with the Los Angeles Lakers, drafted, I believe, please don't quote me on this, 2018 or 2017, one of the two. But he was drafted during that time, drafted into the Los Angeles Lakers. Then at one point recently got traded to, not recently, but at one point he got traded to the New Orleans Pelicans. He spent his time there playing alongside Zion Williamson for a short period of time until he has been traded to the current team that he's in now, which is the Chicago Bulls. And his last time playing for the team was back in January 14th, 2022. That was the last time that Lonzo Ball has played for the team with the Chicago Bulls until he has suffered a recent knee injury. Now, this knee injury that Lonzo Ball has had has forced him into getting 3 knee surgeries. To think to have 3 knee surgeries, man, that sounds painful. I don't know. I'm just thinking about it right now, and the fact that this man has went through 3 knee surgeries, it's kind of making me feel a little bit. It's weird. It's weird. It's completely weird, but that's what this man has gone through. 3 knee surgeries, and he's been out since 2022. January 14, 2022. That's how long this man has been out. Now, before Lonzo Ball has been out of the league for that amount of time because of this injury, the stats that he had up before exiting for his injury was 13 points per game, 5.4 rebounds per game, and 5.1 assists per game. Now, me personally, knowing Lonzo Ball, this man was very talented, in my opinion, for his assists. I'm talking this man made crazy assists, especially when Alex Caruso was there just before he got traded to the Oklahoma City Thunders. Lonzo Ball playing alongside Alex Caruso, Zach LaVine, Kobe White, all those guys. His passing ability was, I think, in my own words, his passing abilities was to the T. This man's passing abilities was crazy. And it's like he can coordinate who's on the floor, perfect vision of seeing who's on the floor, spacing out the floor, making amazing plays, setting up plays for his teammates. I think that man was very talented in that area of his game. Now, his shooting abilities was also good, in my opinion. I don't know if I want to say great. You know, I mean, if for any of you that were familiar with Lonzo Ball when he got drafted into the league playing for the Los Angeles Lakers, if you seen his shot that he had with the Lakers, y'all would laugh. I'm being honest. You guys would laugh if you seen the way his shooting form was being drafted into the league playing alongside the Lakers. Now everything is situated out with his jumping and shooting form and all that stuff, right? But even now, his shooting is, I would say, good. Maybe not amazing, but it was good. Again, his very most talented arsenal that he had was his passing, his assist. And I'm quite shocked to see what he left off with before exiting the league for his injury was 5.1 assists. I would imagine that he would have more than that because, again, it seemed to me that his passing was to the T. It seemed like his passing was amazing. So, he was out for all that time, and this is what he was left off with during his 2021 and 2022 NBA season. Again, 13 points per game, 5.4 rebounds per game, and 5.1 assists per game. And that was all before he exited the NBA because of his injury. Now that it's been, we're in 2024 right now, 2.5 years? 2.5 years or so, right? Or maybe 2 years? Feels like 5 years to me. But this guy looks to seem like he is in top shape. He may not be in peak shape, but he looks like he is getting back in the groove now because he has been attending the NBA Open runs. Now, this is something that all NBA players, or maybe not all, but a lot of NBA players partake in during the off season of the NBA, where almost getting into the season, they all come in. It's like kind of like an open gym, something that I would always used to do back in high school. There would be an open gym before the NBA season started. Coaches are sitting by watching and analyzing players that they want to add onto the roster for the NBA or the basketball season. This is what is usually going down, before every NBA season where there is an open NBA run or an open NBA gym for players to come out and play, showcase a little bit of their skills. We already know a lot of these players' skills and how good they are, but this is something that they do almost every offseason, somewhere close to when the opening NBA regular season starts. And Lonzo Ball was spotted in one of these. Now he looks like he's doing good, right? He looks like he's getting there, right? He's, putting some, like Haitian would say, like mid garçon souli, mid garçon sou. That's what this man is doing right now, man. Like mid garçon souli. You know what I'm saying? He's putting in that work, putting in that effort, getting back in the groove. Now, yes, it takes steps, 1 foot at a time, 1 foot at a time, 1 foot in front of the other. No tripping, no falling, no messing up. He's not putting too many strain into his body, but he's out there. He's putting that work in, and he seems like he's ready to come back into this NBA regular season. What do you guys think, right? If you guys haven't seen it so far, because it seems to me this guy looks like he's ready to jump right back in to this NBA regular season. I hate to see them put him in right away because we want to make sure he's actually safe and cleared to be back on the court. But I am really, really, really excited to see this man Lonzo Ball back on the court. Again, I like watching this guy in his creative passing. This man going, this guy, you know what I'm saying? This man, dime. All those passes this guy makes to his teammates, they look, delicioso. I'm telling you, this man is crazy with his passing. This man is doing all them kind of like, behind the back, no look passes, all that creative, and it's crazy. So I'm excited to see this man come back into this league, and make this Chicago's Bull team a contending team to get at least a playoff contender. I wouldn't say that the Chicago Bulls would be a NBA Finals contender, but they can. I hope they can at least. I'm being a bit optimistic here, but I'm saying at least a playoffs contender, right? Because again, I do think Lonzo Ball is really good, especially right before, he was out for his injury. But I do think he's very good, so I can't wait to see him come back into this regular season, playing alongside a rookie that was drafted into the NBA this year for the Chicago Bulls, Matas Buzelis, right? Him coming out of the G League, getting drafted this year. I want to see what he can do alongside this rookie, into the regular season. Again, these are all my hopes. I'm not guaranteeing he will be back in the league for this regular season. I'm not saying he'll be back anytime soon. It seems like it. I hope so. And so I'm assuming that he will be back for this year's regular season for the NBA. So I hope it's true, and I, for one, cannot wait to see it. We're going to be moving on to one of the rookies of the WNBA, and her name, as we may all know, is Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark is doing what Caitlin Clark does. You know what I'm saying? Caitlin Clark is balling. Caitlin Clark is a hooper. Ladies and gentlemen, Caitlin Clark is a hooper. For all of you who do not know, this girl is out here making assist after assist after assist like it's nothing. Almost you can probably call her Lonzo Ball's sister in crime. Lonzo Ball's sister in crime. This girl is out here doing what she can do best. I mean, what she really does best is shooting. This girl is a lights out shooter. You can almost should I say almost compared to Curry? No, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that. No, I'm not gonna say that. Okay, I can compare her from the shooting perspective of Sabrina, but then Sabrina is also a close matchup with Curry. I don't know, but Caitlin Clark is a very good shooter. I'll put it like that. Caitlin Clark is a very good shooter, and that's what she does best. That is exactly what she does best when she's out there playing in the league. But she's breaking records left and right, and she's doing that specifically for her assists coming in with the most assists per game with 19 assists in her rookie season. 19. Her passing abilities and making open plays for her teammates to, hoop on the floor. That's a talent, and that is a sight to see for the Indiana Fever, right? Because, 19 assists per game is not an easy task. Giving your teammates open shots and open plays, being creative on the floor is not an easy task. And she looked like she can do it at just being a rookie. Caitlin Clark is her. She is definitely her. And then she's also the first rookie in WNBA history to have triple doubles. Ladies and gentlemen, she is a rookie. Mind you, she is a rookie. This girl has some serious game. She has some serious game. She is no joke. Like a triple-double as a rookie, yo, that's crazy. That is a crazy feat. And she is the league's highest scoring rookie at 17.8 points per game. Another high feat at just being a rookie. 17.8 points per game or a game. It's not an easy task, ladies and gentlemen. She also brings in a lot of viewership. I've noticed that as well because I think, in my opinion, I might be pushing it, but in my opinion, she's brought in a lot of people to watch, the NBA, the Indiana Fevers, or the NBA, the WNBA in general, because again, as we may all know, Caitlin Clark is a very, very, very talented individual, and so many people are coming to watch her. So many people are watching her online. So many people are watching her in the stadiums. So many people are just really excited to see her because that's how good she is. Look her up whenever you guys have the chance. Look up Caitlin Clark. See what she does. See her highlights. Even before coming into the league, this girl has been bringing in so many viewerships to the WNBA, but to the Indiana Fever in specific. She's a baller. She is definitely a baller. Make no mistake. That's just who she is. And my personal favorite of the record that she has broken in the WNBA is she is the first player to also make some of the vets very, very salty. This is my personal favorite. This is not an actual record, by the way. Again, it's my personal one. She is the first one to make every single veteran in the WNBA salty, jealous, hurt in their feelings. You see a lot of these WNBA players in the league trying so hard to humble this girl, and all she's doing is just trying to have fun and enjoy her time playing as a rookie for the WNBA. I don't know what everybody has against her. I mean, she's just one player. She's doing what she does best. I see no reason for anybody to be jealous and stuck up and in their feelings about what she got going on, because make no mistake, I think, me personally, there's only a few players who I think are actually bringing in viewership to the WNBA. And that's Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, and I'll say Asia Wilson, and I believe maybe Sabrina. But these are some of the few individuals that are actually bringing viewership into the WNBA, right? They're actually bringing in viewership into the NBA. And it's like, yo, I don't know what it is with these guys and what they have. I don't know what it is with these women and what they have against Caitlin Clark. But, yo, she's going to keep doing what she does best, regardless of how they feel, regardless of how much they cry about it, regardless of how much they try to humble her. None of that's going to matter. She's going to keep doing what she does best. She's going to keep bringing in accolades, keep breaking records, and just enjoy her time in the league, because that's really all that matters. She's worked very hard to get to where she's at, and all she's trying to do is enjoy it. There's no need for these ladies to keep running after her, keep trying to have these, downright nasty plays that they like. You see a lot of them trying to commit very obvious texts. Like some of these vets are trying to catch texts out here from the refs, from their crazy plays that they put against her. excuse me, a lot of them fouling like crazy. A lot of them trying to intimidate her on social media. All that stuff means nothing to her. If she just keeps doing what she does best, eventually they're gonna give in. It is what it is. But yeah, these are all the accolades that she's putting into the league so far, and yeah, she's doing her thing. She's doing her thing, and she will make it far into the WNBA. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Regardless of what other players are trying to do to try to push off her game, it's not gonna work. But yeah, it is what it is. And also we got Angel Reese. I've also mentioned her as well. She's out here doing her thing. She is a baller. One of her records that she's broken is having 20 rebounds back to back in like back to back games. Now, honestly, I'm not really surprised about that really, because it's like for her height, it looks like that's what she should be doing a lot of the time. I mean, she's scoring too. She's a scoring machine as well. But that's something that I mean, maybe not 20 rebounds, because that's probably like a surprise for me. I'll probably say like 12 to like 14 rebounds per game. I'm probably treating this very, very, very easy when it's probably not. But regardless, she has 20 rebounds back to back per game. That's very, 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 very good. That's very, very good. And again, for her height, that looks like something that she's probably doing every single game, because she is a tall individual, very athletic, and very talented. And for the entire season in general, I mean, the season I don't think is over for the WNBA, but the entire season, her rebounds per game is 5.7 offensive rebounds per game. Again, 5.7 offensive rebounds per game. So I'm not too shocked about this because, again, she is a tall individual. She looks like a center kind of player. But, again, she is a scoring machine. She's charging at the rim, making 3-point plays. Not from the 3-point line, but going in for the layups and hitting the foul line, hitting foul line shots. She's doing that very well, almost looking like she's Ant-Man. Anthony Edwards going out there, charging at the rim, being an elite rim attacker. She's doing what she can. She's doing what she can do best. So yeah, man, these are interesting records that they are breaking, especially as rookies. Remember, people, these are rookies here. Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, they're rookies, and they're talented at just being rookies coming into the WNBA. So shout out to them, and I can't wait to see what they continue to do in the future. So I will be leaving you off with a Bible verse as per usual. And the Bible verse that I will be leaving off with you will come from Matthew chapter 22, verses 37 to 39, or through 39. Again, the Bible verse will be coming from Matthew chapter 22, verses 37 through 39. And it reads, Jesus replied, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and all your mind. This is the first and great commandment. And the second is like unto it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself." Please allow me to read that for you one more time. Jesus replied, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and all your mind. This is the first and great commandment. And the second is like unto it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself." We have to understand what God is. And if we understand what God is and who he is, we understand that God is love. That is who he is. God is love. He is also many things as well, but we must also remember that God is love. And so we must remember that if we love God, like a lot of us say we do, we must understand that we must also love our neighbors. Love our neighbors, love our friends, And as hard as it sounds, we must also love our enemies. I know. A lot of us have enemies that we do not like. I get it. But the Bible does mention that we must love our neighbors, our friends, and we must also love our enemies. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry at the same time. I agree with what the Bible tells me to do. And if you are also a believer and a follower of Christ, then you also believe as well that we must love everyone, just as God has loved us all. And how has He shown us that love? Is by coming down on earth and dying for all of our sins. So, if you love God like you truly say you love Him, then you must also love your neighbors, love your family, love your enemies, love your friends, love with all your heart. Right? Love with all your heart. Because once the day comes that we must all go, we cannot enter into heaven, or we cannot be with God with anything but love in our heart. We can't have hate. We can't have malice. We cannot have jealousy. We cannot have any of these negative feelings towards anybody except love. I get it. It's hard. I promise I understand. It does take time. It takes time to, how can I say this? It takes time to let go of that hate. It takes time to let go of that jealousy, that contempt that you might have for somebody or for something, whatever it is. I get it. It takes time. But we must learn that over time we must have love in our hearts for everyone, no matter who it is. Because we can't say that we love our Father, who is God, Jesus, but not love our neighbors, our friends, our peers, our enemies, right? Because it does mention in the Bible, I forgot what verse it was, but it says, how can you say, you love me when you don't see me? Or, you love me when you don't see me, when you don't love, as if it's your neighbor, your friend. I don't know the exact wording of the verse. I have to look back into it. But you can't say that you love Him when you can't even see Him, right? You can't even see God. You can't touch Him. You're walking blindly saying you love God when you can't see Him, right? But you can see your fellow friends, peers, whoever, and you don't love them. If you don't love them and you can see them, how can you love God but you can't even see Him? Right? Am I crazy? I don't know, but that's what God calls us to do, is to love our neighbors as we love ourselves. Because we can't say we love God if we don't love our neighbors, if we don't love our friends, our family, our enemies. We must have love in our heart. All right, so that will be all for today. And again, for those of you that may have not noticed, the schedule will be changing. My shows will not be on Saturdays anymore because, again, I will be having to take care of educational purposes, educational responsibilities regarding school, and that will be taking up my time for Saturdays. So my shows will now be moving on to Friday mornings at around 10:30 a.m. I will be going through this with the staff members as well, but for now, this is only going to be temporary. My shows will not be on Saturdays anymore. They will be moving on to Friday mornings at around 10:30 a.m., okay? Again, I love you guys, and I can't wait to see you guys again next Friday at around 10:30 a.m. All right? I love you guys, and I'll see you guys then. Adios.